Grodno or Grodno is a picturesque city located in western Belarus with a kind of royal charm. It is situated on the Neman, close to the borders of Poland and Lithuania, about 20 kilometers and 30 kilometers away respectively. Grodno has 365,000 inhabitants. It is the capital of Grodno region, which includes 17 districts with more than 1 million people living there. Nowadays, Grodno is one of the oldest cities on the territory of modern Belarus. The first mention of the city goes back to the 105, and the official foundation year is 1127. Despite the inexorable march of time, destructive wars, and influence of Soviet architecture, it is one of the few Belarusian cities which remains its original cultural and historical architectural appearance. The city has one of the largest concentration of Roman Catholics in Belarus and many historic buildings of great interest, which you definitely should see for yourself.
You see, Vincent, Grodno is a really great place for traveling. I mean, at least it's an original one. None of our friends have ever been there.
So that's the thing. Nobody was, Natalie.
No, we'll be the first. I mean, I'm really looking forward to explore it.
I've never even heard of this city, you know. I don't understand how you persuaded me to go there. Was I drunk?
Yeah, likely. I mean, I knew you would backpedal, so I actually asked a couple of my friends in Grodno to make some videos for us.
There's nothing I can do with them. Okay, turn it on.
Hi Natalie, hi Vincent. Today my friends and I will give you a small virtual tour of Grodno, and we'll start from the place where all tourists arrive, from the station.
It is not necessary to go far to find a tourist attraction in Grodno. The first one is next to the station. It is the oldest zoo in Belarus. The year of foundation is 1927. The zoo has more than 3,000 animals nowadays. There is even a contact zoo when you can hold animals in your hands.
This is the Pokrovskaya Orthodox Church. It was built in 1904.
And here is Zhezhka Street, and the main building of the Grodno State University named after Yanka Kupala, in which I study. It was built before the war, in 1940, and this old part of the building is covered with ivy, which has survived to this day. And this is the house and museum of the famous writer Eliza Zhezhka, the author of the novel about the Mimim, which became a masterpiece of classical literature. In this house she lived from 1894 to 1910, until her death. Now he's not only the museum, which recreates the home of Eliza, but also a large public library.
So, do you like our trip so far?
Not interesting. I'm not impressed.
I don't understand you. I mean, there are so many wonderful, amazing places in Grodno, and you're just like... Let's just watch another one.
I don't want to. I'd rather eat something. Okay, what's the next?
For many years the park had the name of the old one. However, about 20 years ago the old park in Grodno was renamed into the Park of Zhilba. The matter is that the park is located on a place where many years ago there was a botanical garden of Zhilba.
Today park is significantly different from its predecessor, made by a famous French scientist, but it still impresses with green alleys, benches located in the shade of tall trees, bridges over the bubbling Grodnichanka river, broad statues and merry-go-rounds. And also there is a puppet theater, and Karina will tell about it.
The Puppet Theatre has in its repertoire more than 35 productions for youth, children and adults. It's able to satisfy the most refined taste. In performances, the whole arsenal of expressive means of the modern puppet theatre is widely used. Various systems of dolls, masks, moving parts of the costumes and scenery, the work of actors. There is a chamber hall for about 70 seats, a theatre cafe Shakespeare and a museum. Fine actors, modern conceptual direction, deeply humanistic and philosophical performances make the Grodno Regional Puppet Theatre one of the most interesting theatres in Belarus and the nearby European region.
So, what just announced? Cool.
Well, you know, I don't know. The park is beautiful, and I would go to the puppet theater, but
Yeah, before we start arguing, I'll just turn on another video.
This is one of the oldest streets in the historic center of Grodno. The length is about 500 meters from Sovetska Square to Orzeszko Street. In addition, it's pedestrian street and you can walk around peacefully. The street has a great historical value and with some exceptions, almost the entire building of the 19th, the beginning of the 20th century has been preserved. For example, house number 10, the former palace of Sapegas, was built in 1795. We'll make a stop in front of house number 23. It was built in 1856 and is known as the home of Rome. In different years in the building worked such hotels as Petersburg, Moscow, Polish. During the years of Nazi occupation, the main customs directorate was part of the Supreme Financial Department of East Prussia.
I'll tell you about the Soviet square behind me. The majestic white building is Grodno Cathedral Church of the 16th, 17th centuries, an architectural monument of the Baroque style. There is a miraculous icon of Our Lady of the Student, a monument to Anthony Tizengauss and organ in the temple. It is also worth paying attention to the watches that are on the town hall. According to historians, their mechanism was created as far back as the 15th century, but they are still working properly. And now a little peculiarity of our city. You would never guess what it is. It's a jail in the heart of the city. It was founded in this building in the beginning of the 19th century and is still functioning today. And this yellow building is the church and the monastery of Brigitte, the only temple in Belarus of the order of Saint Brigitte of Sweden, erected as far back as 1636-1646. Magnate Vasilovsky as a memory of the deceased wife and daughter.
prison in the center of the city. Ooh, the Grodno is a really fascinating place.
It is. I mean, let's go on.
Let's go.
And this is the famous Grodno Drama Theatre, formed in 1947. This is the most recognizable symbol of Grodno. Let's get closer.
This is not only an excellent theatre with a great repertoire, but also a beautiful building, and the view of the Niemen is wonderful. The castle was rebuilt several times. At the beginning of the 15th century, Prince Witold, in 1578-1580 by the King of the Commonwealth Stefan Batory. At the end of the 17th century, with the money of the Belarusian tycoon Pets. At the beginning of the 18th century, the King of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, August II Strong.
And this is the new castle. In the year 1737-1751, on the site of the former Lower Castle, the royal palace arose. Built on the orders of the King of the Commonwealth August III in the Rococo style, today it's known as the New Castle.
In the 18th century, the carriages of kings, ambassadors and senators gathered here. In July 1944 it was destroyed by German fascist invaders, as a result of which only the entrance gates with sculptures of sphinxes and decorative military armature were preserved in their original form. In 1950 it was rebuilt.
It would be really nice to go there.
Well, yes, it's pretty good.
You see, Vincent, you can't deny the fact that Grodno is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe.
Well, you're right. Let's watch the next video.
Yeah.
You know, I really want to go there and see all this beauty with my own eyes.
Of course, Grodno museums are not like the Louvre, but if you want, you can find here a lot of interesting things. The Museum of the History of the Fire Service, the only Kunstkammer in the country, a museum of prison life, and a unique museum of history of religion are all just a small part of those sites of Grodno that are worth to visit. Coming to an unfamiliar city, we in most cases pass by the museums, but for Grodno an exception should be made. After a long walk, you can have a rest sitting on a bench in the Swiss Valley. The Swiss Valley is a picturesque part of the city above the Neman, and at the same time is a historical object rooted in the distant 18th century. The list of sites of Grodno can be very long, but it's better to come and see everything by yourself.
So, how was it? Did you like the videos?
For sure, Natalia. You know, whatever it takes, I'm buying the tickets right now!
Wait for me!